So, Laura, how are you?
I'm okay, thank you.
Good. Welcome to Mexico.
Thank you.
Have you been here before?
No, my first time. And my first time traveling abroad by myself.
Oh, wow.
So that's quite big for me.
Great. And you're coming from Mulberry Bush
Yes,
School.
yes.
Can you tell us the difference between the Mulberry Bush model and what a primary school is like?
Yeah, so I have 5 years teaching experience. 2 of those are in a mainstream school, which most of our children in the UK attend. And then this is my 3rd year at the Mulberry Bush, which obviously is a special needs school. So the main difference is obviously the classes are a lot smaller. In mainstream school, your class would generally be about 30 children and 1 adult, possibly 2 adults if you're lucky, but it depends on funding.
Right.
And then at the school I work at now, I have 6 children in my class and there's 4 adults.
Okay.
So there's a lot more support, but obviously the children are very different to the children who attend mainstream school. Our children need a lot more one-to-one preoccupation. They find it quite difficult to handle the classroom, and some of them have been out of the classroom for a very long time. Mm-hmm. So I suppose those are like the physical differences. Another thing is mainstream school, we have year groups, so the children are set into year groups, depending on their age. Again, this can mix in their abilities. Some of them may be more academic than others, but usually it's within a year's difference, not too much. Whereas at the Mulberry Bush, I have children that range from 9 years old to 13 years old in my class.
In the same classroom?
In the same classroom. And their academic ability range from nursery, so like 3-4 years old, right up until like 10 years old at the moment. So again, I've got a mixture of ages and a mixture of academic abilities.
Right. So how do you find these children? Are they referred through the parents or by social workers, or how do you find them? So
we have quite a particular referral process. We have 28 children in the school at the moment, and these children are from all over the United Kingdom. They're not just from Oxfordshire, which is where the school is based. So what will happen is a referral will be made by sometimes the local authority where the child lives or is in care. Mm-hmm. Foster carers can do a referral. Sometimes we have schools that refer the children. Sometimes adoptive parents refer the children. And quite often, if it's foster carers or adoptive carers, then it's when the breakdown is coming. So they're starting to go, whoa, I can't be with this child anymore. We need some more support, and actually I need them to go away to be schooled and have a bit more all-round care. Mm-hmm. So that's how it's done. And then what will happen is we have a man who is in charge of referrals. So he will look into the child's reports, their background, case studies around that child, any professionals who have been involved in that child, and really thoroughly decide on a panel at the school whether this child is going to suit our school. Okay. And then they will visit the school, the child in the setting. Sometimes these children aren't in school, so they might visit them at home. And then again, we come back, we get together as a panel. Do we still think this child fits our school? And if so, they will be offered a place. Now, just because they're offered a place doesn't mean they can necessarily come, because it will then come down to funding, which quite often will go down to the local authority, which will then go to a financial panel. Oh, wow. And it has to go through that for the child to be able to come. So we have to have the funding for the child to be able to come. And roughly, it's about £191,000, I think, a year for one child to attend our school.
£191,000?
Yeah.
Okay.
And on average, they stay for 3 years.
Okay.
That's the average placement.
So do they leave the school or do they stay in the school?
Do you mean like at night?
Yes.
Okay, so
it's a residential care school?
All of our children are residential. Okay. The majority of the children are 38 weeks a year. They will stay. So in the holidays, they'll go back to carers or family, whoever they live with. Okay. But we also have 6 children who stay in our 52-week house. And that's a new house that we opened last year. And that means they are cared for all year round by the school. Okay. Because they might not necessarily have anyone to go to in the holidays. But again, that's quite a new thing for us as a school. So it now means that our title has changed to a care home, because we support children throughout the whole year.
Wow, that's amazing work. So do you think the Mulberry Bush model could be replicated anywhere in the world?
Yeah, I definitely think it could. In terms of our reflective practice, we do a lot of reflection, which then enables the staff to be able to go back to that type of work every day, because it is very challenging because of what the children present to us. So I definitely think in terms of reflection and things that can be adopted elsewhere. And I do think that it would be lovely if there were more schools like us. I think it's quite a hard model to maybe replicate, but with the right expertise and professionals in place, I think it would be possible.
Right. So are you willing to come and teach us? Maybe.
I'd always be willing to come back and help.
Great.
Always. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Laura, for being here in the Congress. Hopefully you will come back again.
I'd love to.
Thank you so much for your work.
Thank you very much.